Davis and Doyle collected, but now they're getting the band back together.
Joining them from Aaron's Creek, Virginia, weighing 229 pounds, Hangman Adam Page!
But of course, as we saw on Wednesday night, Hangman gave him a little bit of a pep talk and said, "You are going with me to become Trios champions." And here we've got the shot tonight against the Ops.
We heard Page say he was going to take everything from Samoa Joe, perhaps starting with the Trios titles.
And their opponents, accompanied by Hook, at a combined weight of 789 pounds, they are the AEW World Trios Champions, Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs, the Ops!
A stoic look on the face of all four members of the Ops. Adam Page still vengeful after losing the title. Samoa Joe ending the second title reign for Adam Page with, dare I say, a little bit of help from his friends, one of whom has joined us here on commentary. Hook, you played a big part, and I'm not going to use the word that Excalibur used, but you played a big part in Adam Page losing the title.
Well, first of all, Nigel, Hook cannot talk. He's still feeling the effects of the lights out match, but he is sitting here with us. And I'll go and say it. He's the one that caused Hangman to lose the championship. Hook's interference that night. Anyway, here we go. It's time for the Trios Championship. And there's the bell.
This past week on Dynamite, it was Joe who was trying to thin the herd. It was Joe that put a bounty on Adam Page, and Brian Keith, the bounty hunter, tried to collect. Unfortunately, a buckshot lariat ended that from happening.
All right. How about the fans getting into this? And Speedball Mike Bailey and Shibata to start things. Shibata pointing towards the corner, though.
Well, perhaps talking about Kevin Knight who trained underneath Katsuyori Shibata in the LA New Japan dojo.
See, once upon a time I would have believed this from Shibata, but not now. Not being part of the Ops. Not being under the influence, if I can use that term, of Samoa Joe.
He's a convincing man, certainly.
The drop step.
Understand why the man beside you was so influenced by Samoa Joe. Such respect that the locker room had for him. Or had for him, at least.
Tag is made, and here is the Jet, Kevin Knight. And even though they were disappointed after what went down on Wednesday, and I understand that, I agree with what? Look at this. The knees, and little UFO splash, and a cover. 1, 2. I agree with what Swerve Strickland had to say, and obviously what Hangman had to say about these two young men. You're talking about two young guys in the formative years of their AEW career.
Yeah, they certainly, the end of 2025, both men in the Continental Classic found their feet, had some incredible matches, some big upsets as well.
Absolutely.
They've got to continue with that momentum here tonight.
Forearm shots. Block that time. Oh!
Wow. Look at that. Samoa Joe has done such a good job of building his team. You talk about that cliche about the sum of all parts being greater than the whole. Every member of the Ops plays a different role, and again, the cold-hearted young man next to you played perhaps the most important part of all.
No doubt about it. Tag is made. Hangman is in the former world champion with fist of fire. Reversal. Down goes Hangman. Well, fans, Tony Khan has made it official. Wednesday at Dynamite, a street fight after what Moxley, Garcia, and Yuta will take on the Don Callis family, Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, and Hechicero. And then Mark Briscoe and El Clone next Saturday for the TNT Championship. El Clone screwed Orange Cassidy out of a TNT title several months ago after putting hologram on the shelf. Mark Briscoe is more than enough purpose next Saturday.
Wow, especially when you've got Shibata.
Yes, when you got Shibata in the ring, right? And a chance to bring him in the ring. And this is amazing. Trying to dead eye, roll through that time. And the Hangman with a lariat 1, 2, and got a 2 count.
aew has said, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. He certainly backed up his words in his brutal feud with Swerve Strickland, burning a man's childhood home. Page showed what he was willing to do to take an advantage. Samoa Joe, he's got some house insurance.
We'll see on the outside now. This is where Speedball does not want to be. Vertical suplex. Look at Shibata hanging on. And another vertical suplex. Samoa Joe likes that. And this match for the Trios Championship continues. Stay with us. At Collision, Maximum Carnage, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona, where tonight in our main event, the AEW Trios Championship is on the line. The Ops defending against the unlikely trio of Hangman Adam Page and Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, Jet Speed.
We've been joined here at commentary by the cold-hearted, handsome Devil Hook, who unfortunately unable to contribute to the commentary because of the damage to his neck.
Can watch it on top. Missile drop kick. Getting Samoa Joe down. Speedball needs to get to his corner, obviously.
Desperately crawling.
A tag is made. Joe is out.
There it is.
Hangman Adam Page is in. He ducks low. And he goes right after Shibata. Got the foot up, did Page. Springboard and a lariat.
Page now really letting out his pent-out aggression.
Going after Joe. How about that? Joe not even a legal man in the ring.
But Page knew that Joe on the outside is as dangerous a man as on the inside. Did not want to get interrupted. Well, Page taking all three members of the Ops in one go. Whoa.
Over the top and all the way to the floor. Now Hangman up top. The fans right behind him here.
Well, big risk.
2 men down. The moonsault from the top.
Page paying off there. Former AEW World Champion, ostensibly blind, took a leap of faith and landed, stuck the landing, taking down both of his powerful opponents.
The Arihara moonsault from the top found its mark. And now Hangman, as you see, Paul Turner telling Hangman to get in the ring, but he's going to go for a dead eye, I do believe here.
I've got to take a lot more energy away from Hobbs. Oh boy, look at this.
Watch out.
Hobbs unaware.
Leg sweep. Oh!
Ooh, nasty.
What great teamwork that was as Speedball. Knees on the face of Hobbs.
Oh,
Hobbs rolling around.
that was vicious.
That was vicious.
Shin right to the bridge of the nose.
Kevin Knight.
Wow.
Caught and down.
Oof.
Tag is made, and here comes Samoa Joe, the two-time AEW World Champ, the first wrestler to hold 2 World Championships at the same time. Oh, what a power slam! 1, 2, no! Double save, both Hangman and Mike Bailey.
Once again, an example of why Samoa Joe so dangerous, lying in wait and then like that on a dime. Vicious snap power slam.
Into the corner now. Kevin Knight in trouble. Look at this. 1, 2, and here comes Shibata as Knight slinks down.
Oh, wow.
Running drop kick by Shibata with a man down low. Vertical suplex right now. The running senton. A cover. 1, 2. Oh!
Wow. And Page just slipping by.
Barely.
Yuri Shibata.
Meanwhile,
Miscalculation from Shibata, who now not going to make the same mistake twice.
got a sleeper hold. Kokina clutches on. Meanwhile, in the ring.
Oh, was looking for the spine.
A roll up. 1, 2, 3. We got new champs. My God. Look at this. Look at this shit.
And the new AEW World Trios Champions, Shakespeare and Heyman Adam Page.
Everyone is standing, Nigel. No one can believe it. What an upset.
What a shock. Take another look at how this went down. Hook has thrown down his headset. All four members of the Ops, first of all, was looking for the spine bust, but no, one step ahead. And then using all of his leverage, you can see everybody on their feet. Page as shocked as anyone. We have new AEW World Trios Champions.
Unbelievable. What a moment is right. Fans are standing, and give Kevin Knight credit. He kept the feet moving on the leverage, and that helped get the pin.
What a way to end Collision here tonight. Hangman Adam Page perhaps taking the first step to doing exactly what he said.
I told you I'd take everything from you. Everything from you. And I'm just getting started.
Brand new trios champs here in AEW. Oh, Swerve Strickland, Prince Nana. Little wry smile on the face of Swerve Strickland. And fans, Tony Khan has made it official. Swerve Strickland, the man you're watching right now, Kevin Knight will go one-on-one Wednesday live on Dynamite. Plus, Kenny Omega. As you see Swerve with a little clap of the hands. Kenny Omega returns to action Wednesday live on Dynamite. He'll take on Josh Alexander, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford in tag team action against the Timeless Love Bombs. The Death Riders and the Don Callis family collide in a street fight. MJF will also be live in Orlando. That is Dynamite, live 8 o'clock, 7 Central on TBS and live on HBO Max. What a night it's going to be. What a night it's been. And we'll see it next.